Hi, welcome back to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic, where we are focusing on all things weird and witchy. My name is Lisa, and this is day 3 of my 100 days of divination videos. So far, I'm keeping up with the 3-card pick-a-card readings, and hopefully I'm going to continue those because I'm really enjoying these, actually. Let me know down in the comment section if you're enjoying this type of video, or if you would rather me do a single card pull or whatever. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Anyway, as you can see, we've got another different deck today, and this is the Affirmators Tarot, or the Affirmators Tarot. And this, I think, is a wonderful deck. It's very bright, very innocent, very childlike in its depictions, but also it can pack a real punch. And I love the way that the little guidebook for this one is well, it says here, look, it's the helping the universe to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. And that's very, very true. There's no sort of super fluffiness about this. This tends to be quite a modern deck, so I like that. So for today's question, I thought I would ask the cards what our authentic self needs to hear today. So what is the lesson that your authentic self, that part of you, some would call it an inner child, some would call it your core, your essence, what does that part of you need to hear today? So then just have a look at these cards and think about which card you are drawn most to. It could be the left-hand card, the central card, or the right hand card. I'm going to put timestamps on screen right now, and yeah, just fast forward to your appropriate time to get your reading. So for those of you who picked the left-hand card, let's see what we've got today. We've got the 9 of Swords. That's the card. These are very wide cards, as you can see. So I'm just going to put it just there, overlapping that one. So the 9 of Swords, what is our inner child, or what is our authentic self needing to know today? Well, for me, Swords is all about trouble and strife. It's the challenges, the obstacles in life. This poor monkey does look incredibly stressed, don't they? So they're covering their eyes, but they're still peeking through because they don't want to see what's happening, but they kind of need to. And then this forest, this sort of, it's almost Sleeping Beauty's castle, you know, where the knight comes in and has to hack away. It's almost that sort of vibe, isn't it? So it's that feeling, I think, that the card is telling us, that actually there's a hell of a lot going on at the moment, and you can sometimes get stuck in that and get waylaid by that, but actually this is not your fault. Like, stuff happens and it's not your fault all the time, and actually you are allowed to just give yourself a little bit of peace and a little bit of a break, and realize that, you know, trouble happens all the time. It's not necessarily of your own doing. You are not responsible for things out of your control, and I think that's what the card is really trying to tell us here, particularly with the affirmators who like to put a bit of a positive spin on things. So yeah, that is your lesson if you chose the left-hand card. For those of you that chose the center card, let's have a look at that one. We've got the King of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so swords I always like to think of as the trouble and strife suit. This is the suit that talks about challenges and obstacles. Now, the King of Swords, you could look at this and see this as a bit of a difficult card, because the king is, well, obviously if we're talking about trouble and strife, then the king brings it, but actually the king is very logical and deals with problems in a very logical and quite authoritarian, but almost not in a negative way, like authoritarian in the way that the buck stops with him. So he likes to go through things very methodically, making sure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. So if you've chosen this card today, then your authentic self is telling you that you need to put that extra vigilance into the situation. You need to just take that little bit of extra care, follow those logical steps, and also maybe to take advice from somebody who knows more about the issue at hand. So it's never a bad thing asking for advice and asking for input, and certainly the king is here talking about, you know, maybe ask an expert in that field for their advice before you go off half-cocked. So there you are. I hope that helps. And then if you've chosen the right hand card, this is your card. You've got the 6 of Wands. That is just a joyous card, isn't it? Look at their face. Look at this little face. The 6 of Wands for me represents, or Wands rather, represents your sense of self, your sense of self-confidence, all of those things that you know yourself to be. And the 6 is, I mean, just look at the little face. Tell me that this card doesn't scream pride. Like, this person has achieved something. They're in an Olympic sport, jumping over wands. wands. I don't know what it is, but they've got their magic shoes on, look, their sports shoes, and they have jumped over this giant leaps and bounds over these 4 wands here, and they are celebrating. This character is absolutely proud of their achievements, and I think that this is what your authentic self, your inner child, is wanting you to realize today, that you can be proud of the things you've achieved. You can be proud of the things that you have worked hard for and the things that have gone right. It isn't just luck. It isn't just, you know, one of those things. You can be proud of your achievements and you can celebrate your own victories in life. I once heard somebody say, you know, if you don't celebrate your own victories first, who will? And I absolutely believe in that. So there you are. That card is absolutely screaming at you to believe your own victories. So there you go, that is today's pick a card reading on day 3 of my 100 days of divination. It doesn't matter whether you're watching this on the day it came out or whether you're watching this 6 months or even 6 years later. This will come to you when your inner child, your authentic self, needs to get one of these messages, and this will then magically appear in your feed. So even if this hasn't come up on the day that it was released, please don't worry about it, because when the message comes to you, that's when you need to hear it the most. The cards know what they are doing. With that being said, that is it for me today. All that's left to do is to say, if you've liked this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. That really helps me out with YouTube's algorithm. If you haven't already, do please hit the subscribe button and then ding your bell so YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video. But that is it for me today. And as always, stay you, stay safe, stay authentic, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you.